Planning and launching new projects should be easy, secure, and efficient. Prism PPM allows you to standardize how project managers plan their projects, saving time and enabling best practices. Every project manager has their typical workflow for how they deliver their projects. And so every new Prism PPM customer, we work with them to get this workflow set up. Typically, it starts at the request intake phase, moves into planning, maybe goes through an approval process and into your active project pipeline, then gets completed, closed out, lessons learned captured. That's the happy path. But you may also need to account for other types of projects, maybe small business as usual projects that don't need to go through the typical approval process. Whatever the path, this visual workflow gives you a bird's eye view of everything in your project pipeline, what's upcoming, what's active, and whether you're going to have the right resources or not to be able to deliver. But now let's take a look at how new projects get created within Prism PPM. You can fully customize this form, including prioritizing certain fields that you know that you need to capture during the project creation, basically your project charter, as well as other key information like financials and other custom fields that you may want to capture at the project creation stage. You can make these fields mandatory to ensure that you're always gathering the right information so that you can plan, evaluate, and hopefully approve your projects. When you're launching a new project, you can fully create it from scratch, or you might consider selecting from a template. It's a great time saver. Within Prism, you can define templates that are the entirety of the whole project, everything from the project team, the work plan, even predefining risks and potential issues so that you can get ahead of them. It can save you a tremendous amount of time. However, if maybe you're launching a project that is not very similar to other projects that you're doing, it doesn't mean that you still can't save time using a template, because a template can also be as simple as just simply the project manager and the high-level phases, deliverables, and milestones. Anything that saves you and your team time and clicks, it's going to put time back in their day that they can really focus on delivering for your organization. For really special, sensitive information, you may choose to define a project as confidential. That means that only your project team and high-level admins will be able to see that project, and it won't be pulled into other reports and other areas where folks who shouldn't be able to see that information have access to it. Confidential projects really locks it down for sensitive information. I'm going to pick from a template and give my project a title so that we can jump into our project screen itself. Now, welcome to our project dashboard. This is your command center for successfully delivering on a project within Prism PPM, and it's got everything that you need to manage a project successfully, from building out your team, to the work plan, to your RAID log, viewing your project on a timeline, but also flagging up key information like whether there are certain items and tasks that are overdue, or your upcoming milestones, or your highest priority issues. This is everything right out of the box that your project managers need in order to be successful. Now, looking at a project work plan itself, you can define very sophisticated and complex projects, or they can be really simple as well. Either way, you can customize the views that people see, including what information. So if certain projects maybe require more financial data, you might want to customize that information and promote it to the front. You can also save these views and share them with other users in order to make sure you're all looking at a project in the same way. Equally important is giving a visual look at our projects through a wonderful Gantt chart. This Gantt chart can feature things like dependencies, you can view the critical path, but most important for project planning is the capability to reschedule your project. We've all seen it before as project managers where you plan a perfect project plan and then something's not ready. A client isn't ready to start, there's still approvals that you're waiting on, and so you need to reschedule. Happens all the time, but you could spend a ton of time rebuilding that project plan. Well, at Prism, we want to make that really simple. And so from this Gantt view, I can simply take the overall project, drag it forward a couple of weeks, click save, and because I'm retaining the duration between dates, my entire project is rescheduled. All the team members and project manager was notified. Our resource plan was updated. Some pretty heavy lifting in just a couple of clicks. With Prism PPM, you can easily schedule, plan, and launch your projects to be successful. Prism PPM is the project portfolio management solution that successful organizations use to manage their projects more efficiently, ensure alignment with high-level objectives, and mature their PMO practices. Schedule a demo to see more.